Hey guys, welcome back to the 6 Gear channel. And in today's review, we're going to be reviewing a 2021 Mustang GT. So another one added to the list of videos that I'm doing or have done. Really cool spec on this one. It's just a little bit different, especially on the interior. It still has the GT performance pack, but the whole spec of it just looks a little bit different. But without any further ado, let's hop in. All right guys, so welcome to the 2021 Mustang GT review. This here is actually in the color Oxford white, so it's pretty much a flat white, but I think it looks pretty good with the overall look of the car. We'll start again with the headlights here. Signature LED Mustang lights. You get the 3 daytime running lamps over here on the side, a fog lamp down below, and then an amber light across the side here. Looks pretty good. Coming across again into the front, we have the signature Mustang grille with the Mustang logo in the front. And we are in Ontario, Canada, so of course we need to put the front license plate on the front, unfortunately. And then that look carries throughout, obviously, on the other side. Looks pretty good. Again, I like it in this color. I think the color stands out with the Mustang, the Oxford white. So no complaints there. We do have 2 bulging parts of the hood. So we have one hood vent on the driver's side and then one hood vent on the passenger side. And it does look pretty cool, looks pretty aggressive. They are functional as well, so I'll give you a look of what it looks like right here on the driver's side. So that's pretty much it for the front. Let's take a look underneath the hood. So equipped with this Mustang GT is the 5-liter V8, producing 460 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque. This one is equipped with the 6-speed manual transmission. Truly love this driving experience. The other video I had done with the Mustang GT, actually I had some comments that people daily drive this, and some people do depending on where you are location-wise, but it's just such an exhilarating driving experience with the 6-speed manual. This motor sounds awesome, and yeah, overall it's just a really good motor. That is what the GT is equipped with. Let's take a look at the side of the Mustang GT. Now the only thing is, I mentioned that this one is unique. It's because it actually doesn't have the black rim option. So it's got these 19-inch aluminum rims that I actually don't mind the look of it, especially with the Oxford white. I do prefer the black rims, but I do like this style. It's pretty cool, it's different. The tires here are actually Pirelli, so they've gotten rid of the Michelins that they were using in the previous generation. So you have Pirelli P0 tires. The tire size in the front are 225/40 R19s, and you do have, with the GT Performance Pack, you get Brembo front brakes at the front, so front Brembo calipers. So that's pretty much it for the front of the tire. So again, they're sitting on Pirelli P0 tires. I'm not totally a fan of these ones, but what can you do? 5-liter badge is stamped right on the side here. Looks pretty good. One thing to note actually is when you unlock the Mustang, you get a nice Mustang logo that appears at the bottom, and then when you lock it, it just kind of fades away. The mirror, usual, these do tuck in too, so I push that in just like that. The Mustang also does come with the keyless entry, so you can just have the key in your pocket and unlock it with just your hand. Another cool thing with the Mustang is you just can tell that the back has that bulge in the rear fender, and just looks a little bit cooler, especially when you're looking in the rearview mirror. But nonetheless, these are staggered tires, so you cannot tire swap the tires from the front to the back. So same type of tire in the back. The tire size here is 275/40 R19s. So the 19-inch rim is the same on all 4 tires, but the tire width is just a little bit thicker in the back, or wider, let's say. So cannot do a tire swap. You don't get Brembo rear brakes with the GT Performance Pack. You only get them at the front. And then also your gas cap is on the driver's side. But overall, I do like the whole look of the Mustang, especially when you come across the ceiling, and it just looks really elegant and really cool. But let's take a look at the rear end. Along the back end of the Mustang GT itself, we have beautifully tipped dual exhaust on each side, so quad exhaust. We have your reverse light right in the center there, and we do have sequential tail lights at the back when you are putting your turn signals on, which looks pretty cool. GT right here, just to let you know that you're driving a GT, not an EcoBoost. And then also too, it houses your rear view camera. Nice thing is too, you actually get LED lights to light up your license plate. The back does have 4 parking sensors, so we have 2 here and 2 over on the other side when you're backing up. When the GT Performance Pack, you do get this rear spoiler, which makes it look a little bit more aggressive, which I truly like myself. Now you do have a trunk in the back here, so right underneath here, you can push this little button, and that opens up your trunk. Trunk space is actually pretty good in here. Like you can fit maybe a set of golf clubs in here. Maybe if you put the seats down, I would say maybe 2, 3. That's stretching it, but it's pretty deep, and I think there's a decent amount of room. So let's take a look at this exhaust. Back, I'm hoping you like that exhaust clip I did. Let's take a look actually on the inside, and we'll go over some of the features on the interior. Let's take a look at the interior of this Mustang. So I did mention that this interior is a little bit different from the previous one I did review. So this one here has that black leather with some Alcantara in the door panels, and then you have some white stitching that carries throughout the door panel and the interior as well. We do have some, obviously your window controls here, your mirror controls. We have some ambient lighting in here, door handle, lock and unlock. That's pretty much it for the door panel. Down here we do have a Mustang door sill, and then your controls to control your seat. Now the seats are pretty comfortable, not gonna lie. They do have that Alcantara right in the center, so that carries throughout, and you have that leather that carries on the side of the seat. Now, for back space, what you can do is to actually get into the back, you push this little lever at the back, and that brings the seat forward. But you do actually have to manually just move the seat up, and that is what the back looks like. So again, you have that white stitching, the Alcantara in the center, and the leather on the sides. So it looks pretty cool, but back seat comfortability is not the greatest if you're a bigger person, but I mean, it's not too bad if you're maybe a child, but nonetheless, I mean, you got 2 back seats just in case. But other than that, I think the interior of this one actually looks pretty good. This one does not have the 12-inch display screen in the center there. It does have 2 analogs, and then you have that little screen in the center, which I will go over. But that's pretty much it, and that's pretty much what it looks like just before entering the Mustang. Let's hop in and take a look at some of the infotainment. So hopping into the Mustang GT, you do, like I mentioned, have that analog display on both sides. So we have the revolutions per minute, RPMs, and then your speedometer on the right side. So we are in Canada, that's why you see kilometers. And we do have that little screen that houses right in the center of the infotainment. Actually, it's pretty customizable. One thing that I did do myself when I was in here, I was trying to play around with how the analog gauges look, and you can actually change the color of the circles inside the infotainment on the wall, the analog. So how we do that is with these controls over here, I will show us here. So if we go back, okay, we can go into settings, my color, the halos. So if I change the halo color, I can go to orange, I can go to blue, I can go to purple. I'm a big fan of purple. Green's not too bad. Ice blue is pretty cool, matches the gauges itself. And yeah, it's pretty much it. I like the red, just kind of makes it stand out a little bit, but that's how you do that, which is pretty cool. Gauge color, you can actually change the gauge color too, which is so cool. So right now I have it in white. I can do blue. Like, come on, how cool is that? You can't do this with the other one. Like, that is just so badass. Honestly, come on, that is so cool. So I like the red, but what we can do is, let's see, we can change this to blue. Oh, come on, that looks so good. Let's see what the ice blue looks like. Ice blue is not too bad, but that looks sexy. I don't know about you guys, but I think that looks really good. The red just kind of reminds me of something a little bit older, like the older Mustangs or older cars. But that's actually not too bad, that blue. But I don't want to bore you guys with all these colors, but I think it looks so good. Like, even that looks so good, especially over here on the gauges. Anyways, that's what you can do with the colors. I'm out of here with the colors. Again, a lot of things you can kind of go through yourself. Digital speedometers, you can go to distance to your empty. Just different settings here, guys. Honestly, you're going to have to cycle through it, your tire pressures, that kind of thing. I am in accessory power mode, so that's why you see maybe the battery light and check engine light on. So don't worry, this car is not broken. But yeah, that's what that center screen looks like. Very customizable, pretty cool. Your driver assist functions are here. So we do actually have adaptive cruise control, and you can control that with the cruise control buttons here. But again, pretty cool. It's got actually a decent amount of technology for this sports car. I think it's pretty cool. Display setup, you can change your languages, that thing, my key. Vehicle, you can do your lighting, so your ambient lighting you can change in here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I think you're just gonna have to go over it a little bit with yourself, but really, really customizable and really, really cool. So that is controlled by these arrows here. We do have a beautiful Mustang logo here, leather wrapped steering wheel, which feels really good. Over here we have your call pickup and call hang up with your Bluetooth, voice command here, and then your media button. Oh, must have clicked it by accident. Like I said, too, cruise control. It does have adaptive cruise control, so you can control the adjustments here with that. Volume control, so this controls the center screen. We do have your lane keeping system here, so if we push this button, that is what your lane keeping assist system is. So we can turn that back on, and then your window stock is here. Light controls are over here too, so I have it on auto. Your dimmers here, so I can change the dimness of the interior, and then your fog lights down below. We do have your window stock here too to put your wipers on. That's pretty much it for the driver side. We do have that black interior. Now we don't have any white stitching on this particular model on the dash itself, but this does have the carbon interior package, or the carbon fiber interior package. So we do have some carbon fiber that carries throughout the dash, and I think it actually looks really, really good. So we have some over here, and then it carries all throughout the dash here, which I think looks pretty good. And then there's a look at the dash itself. I do like the Mustang cockpit. I think it's very driver focused, and I think it looks and feels really, really good. So let's take a look at the infotainment. So right here is your infotainment. We have an 8-inch touchscreen here. You actually do not get Sync 4 in the new Mustang GTs or any Mustang right now. You only get Sync 3.4. So it's an update from the previous Sync 3 itself. But nonetheless, it's still pretty good. It's just a little bit of an update. Same controls, same type of functions. We have your house up here to kind of house a little bit of everything here, which obviously is pretty cool. You can add your phone. It's got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You can control your climate controls here. Menu here gives you a little bit of different options for climate. Your phone, to hook up your phone. Navigation, which is pretty cool. Your apps, settings here. So yeah, it's just pretty similar to the previous generation. So you're just gonna, again, have to play around with it and see kind of what your settings are for yourself. But that's pretty much it for the screen. Not really much to go over. We have your tuning knob, so your volume and your tune knob here. Your controls to control the infotainment here. Now we actually do get heated and cooled seats in this package. So I think it's awesome to have this, especially, depending on which weather you're in. Having heated and cooled seats in a Mustang, if you're going to daily drive it, is actually pretty cool. These control your climate controls too. One also cool thing is you actually get a carbon fiber shifter. So I think that looks so cool. Feels really, really good to touch. But anyways, let's get over here. So we do have actually your engine start button here, your hazards here, your traction control. These are your different drive modes. So what you can do is if I hit this over here, I can change my steering feel. So right now I can be in normal, I can be in sport, I can be in comfort. So you can choose that. And if I go to mode, I can actually change my driving mode too. So I can go to normal, sport plus, track, drag, and snow and wet. So that is with this button here. And I actually really like how they feel. Mustang's been doing this since their new redesign. And I love the way they feel and I love the way they look. So it's pretty cool. Over here, if you can see, we have a USB and then a 12-volt charger over there. A little bit of storage here too as well. I do like we actually have some soft padding here too, and it just feels really good, especially if you're a bigger person and your knees maybe touch here. Instead of touching, you know, hard plastic, you have a nice soft touch material here. So that's pretty cool. We do again have that nice shifter, short shifter. It just feels really, really good, and I do like it, especially with the carbon fiber at the top. We do also have that manual parking brake, which is pretty cool. And then down below we have some cup holders with some ambient lighting inside. The center console is actually not too bad, but let's take a look. So by just using this little lever here, you can lift it up. And I mean, I don't know really what you expect in a sports car like this, but there's nothing too crazy about the storage in here. We have USB and a 12 volt, and that's pretty much it. It's not too deep, so probably about maybe half a foot deep. But nonetheless, I mean, you're not really buying a Mustang for how deep its center console is anyway. So we do have an auto dimming mirror as well. And then up here we have your controls for your lights. So you can turn the lights on. Unfortunately, they are not LEDs, they are only halogens. So that's pretty much it for the interior. I really like the look of this one specifically. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the analog gauges for the center instrument cluster myself. Some people like the full digital display, but I truly love this design. I think the interior too with the carbon fiber package looks so good. And again, I love this shifter. It feels so good to drive, and I love it. But anyways, I think this is a really good interior. I think it looks and feels great. I think the materials and the quality of everything are really good. And the technology in this one is pretty cool too. Like, you got adaptive cruise, lane keeping assist, you got blind spot detection, you got rear cross traffic alert. So many safety features in this vehicle that, I mean, you wouldn't even know, right? But I think this car is really cool. But let's just take a look at the price and see what it's going for. So let's take a look at the price of this bad boy. I think it's actually reasonably priced, but I mean, that's just going to come down to the buyer. So let's take a look. All right, so let's take a look at the price here. So the price here is in Canadian. So we have $59,110 plus tax, of course. But let's take a look at the options that this one has. So right here we have the 400A equipment. Now, to get the digital display, you do have to get 401. So we're at 400A, you need 401A to get that digital display, which is pretty cool. But again, I like the analog. Right here we have the GT Performance Pack. We have the Ford Safe and Smart Pack, so it gives me all of that safety features like the adaptive cruise. We do have those 19 nickel painted aluminum wheels, which some people might like and some people might not, but I actually don't mind it with this color. And then we have your Carbon Sport interior package. So a lot of cool things on this Mustang, but let's take an overall look and my final thoughts on it. So that pretty much wraps up my review of the 2021 Mustang GT in Oxford White. It's the 400A package, and it's got the analog gauges, which I personally I like a little bit better. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of this trim of the Mustang. I think it looks pretty good. It's just going to come down to your personal preference, especially when it comes to color and rims. I do prefer the black ones a little bit better, but I actually don't mind these silver painted ones. I think they look pretty cool. But again, let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you in my next video.